Morning students. Today let us just revise the chapter which are almost going to complete, that is development. So all of you must have already gone through the contents and understood what is the basic concept of the chapter. Now I'm just going to explain you the main points of the chapter. What is development? Development means something which is progressing, growing, isn't it? Now, the idea of development or progress has always been with us. We have aspirations, desires about what we would like to do and how we would like to live. In this chapter, we shall make a beginning for understanding development. It is only through a democratic political process that these hopes and possibilities can be achieved in real life. Now, let us know what development promises. Development promises different people, different goals. Now, each people seek things that are most important for them, that is, that which can fulfill their aspirations or desires. At times, two persons or groups of persons may seek things which are conflicting. So, two things are quite clear, that is, number one, different persons can have different developmental goals, and number two, what may be developed for one may not be developed for the other. It may even be destructive for the other. Now the next topic that comes in this chapter is income and other goals. What people desire are regular work, then better wages and decent price for their crops or other products that they produce. So in other words, we can say that they want more income. People also seek things like equal treatment, freedom, security and respect for others. In some cases, you may see that these may be more important than more income or more consumption, because material goods are not all that you need to live. Money or material things that can one buy with it is one of the factors on which our life depends on non-material things mentioned above. Which are the non-material things I had already explained? They are equal treatment, freedom, security. We all need all these things other than money also. Then there are many things that are not easily measured but they mean a lot to our lives. These are often ignored. However, it would be wrong to conclude that what cannot be measured is not important. Similarly, for development, people look at mix of goals. Mix of goals means what? Means both material and non-material goals. The developmental goals that people have are not only about better income but also about better income, which is also important in other things in life. Let's come to the next topic then, that is national development. It is very important to keep in mind that different persons could have different as well as conflicting notions of a country's development. National development means thinking about fair and just path for all, whether there is a better way of doing things. Now, how can we compare different countries or states? Usually, we take one or more important characteristics of persons and compare them based on their characteristics. So, for comparing countries, what is required? We require their income, which is considered to be one of the most important attributes. Those countries with higher income are more developed than others with less income. The income of the country is the income of all the residents of the country. This gives us the total income of the country. Now, for comparison between countries, total income is not such useful measure. Hence, what do? We generally compare the average income, which is the country divided by its total population. The average income is also called as per capita income. In the World Development Report brought out by the World Bank, these countries with per capita income of $12,736 per annum and above in 2013 are called rich countries, and those with per capita income of $1,570 or less are called low income countries. Now India comes in which category? So our India comes in which category, children? It comes in the category of low middle income countries because its per capita income in 2013 was just $1,570 per income. So you can understand that according to the income level of the country, the status of the country is determined. Now next important topic is income and other criteria. Now let us compare the per capita income of Maharashtra, Kerala and Bihar. Maharashtra has the highest per capita income and Bihar is at the bottom, as you must have seen in the chart that is given in your book. So, if per capita income were to be used as measure of development, Maharashtra would be considered the most developed state of the three. But as we have seen, which is the most developed state we have understood? That is Kerala. There are other things other than income which are important to make sure whether a state is developed or not developed. The next important topic we come to as public facilities. Now there is a line in your book which is highlighted. You must have seen what is written there, that money in your pocket cannot buy all the goods and services that you may need to live well. Income by itself is not a completely adequate indicator of material goods and services that citizens are able to use. Normally, your money cannot buy the pollution-free environment or ensure you get unadulterated medicines unless you can afford to shift to a community that already has all these things. So, money may not be able to protect you from infectious disease unless the whole of your community takes preventive steps. Right now, as you are seeing, children, that we are going through a pandemic. What pandemic? That is the coronavirus, isn't it? And now you must have seen that even those who are very rich, those who have a lot of money to spend for their disease also, even they are also not able to survive until and unless the whole country, the whole community take the preventive steps. So this is very clear in front of you that money in your pocket cannot buy all the goods and services to live well. Now what is human development? Development of an individual in such a way that he can able to earn and fulfill his materialistic desire. Materialistic desire means those things which are required in the life to sustain. Now the last topic of the chapter is sustainability of development. Since the second half of the 20th century, a number of scientists have been warning that the present type and levels of development are not sustainable. Resources are replenished by nature, as in the case of crops and plants. In the case of groundwater, if we use more than what is being replenished by rain, then we would be overusing the resources. Consequences of environmental gradation do not respect national or state boundaries. This issue is no longer region or nation specific. Sustainability of development is comparatively a new era of knowledge in which scientists, economists, philosophers, and other social scientists are working together. Hope so. The chapter is clear to all of you.